Life is a vessel for a beautiful soul to touch this earth and show us what it is to be humble and kind. What you do with this precious gift will always leave an impression. Well, Chris left more than an impression. He left a legacy. He defines what it meant to be humble and kind. He lived, loved, laughed, led, and left an impression his family, friends, co-workers, and all of those he touched in some way can reflect, learn, and carry onward. The bridge is more than a dedication. It is a reminder that life is precious. It has been granted to us, and even in the toughest of times, family and community is simply why we are here.
Thank you very much, Heather. That's a very heartfelt story you gave, and gives us a wonderful picture of some of the days of Christopher Garrow and his life with his family and with his community. I'd like to call now on Major Brent Davison, who's the commander of Troop B, to offer a few words of
detail. Attention. Up.
Thank you and good morning. I'm Major Brent Davison, Troop Commander of Troop B, the Black Horse Troop. I want to welcome you and thank you all for attending the Captain Christopher J. Garrow Memorial Bridge dedication ceremony. Today I come before you to discuss a family man, a trooper, and a United States Marine. A man who served and led in all three of those capacities. Captain Christopher J. Garrow served the New York State Police from October 30th, 2000 until his untimely death on June 12th, 2023, when he passed away due to complications with an illness he developed as a result of his response to the 9/11 terror attacks in New York City. Chris Garrow lived a life of service, joining the United States Marine Corps in 1994. Serving at home and abroad, and being promoted to the rank of sergeant, all while being awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, the Good Conduct Medal, and providing steadfast leadership and dedication to service while serving as a Marine. Chris's life of service and dedication continued in the New York State Police, which began in October of 2000. During Chris's time in the State Police, he served as a Marine Patrol operator, firearms instructor, member of the State Police Underwater Rescue Team, and field training officer. He held ranks of trooper, sergeant, station commander, zone sergeant, lieutenant, and his last rank was that of captain, which is a career goal for him. Chris was a distinguished pistol expert, as well as he had received the Superintendent's Commendation Award, as well as a 9/11 First Responder Award. Not only was Captain Garrow a man of service, but he was a loved and dedicated family man who enjoyed spending time on the lake with his family, attending his girls' games and sporting events, spending time with friends in the summer, and skiing with his girls and wife in the winter. Chris was a true gentleman, and he will be remembered for his kind and humble demeanor, his outstanding work ethic, his willingness to always help others, his sense of humor, contagious smile, and a devotion to all who were lucky enough to be a part of his life. Chris loved his family and friends with his whole heart. Captain Garrow served the State Police for nearly 23 years and was last assigned to Troop B Zone Headquarters in Lewis, New York. Captain Garrow resided right here in Peru, New York. He crossed the bridge dedicated him today daily when going to and from work. Captain Garrow served the people of New York State with honor and integrity, dedication and service. His sacrifice will never be forgotten. He risked and ultimately laid down his life to protect our freedom, defend our values, and uphold the rule of law. To his family, we also continue to honor you, You have suffered unimaginable loss and pain, and we continue to offer our deepest condolences and unwavering support. In honor of Captain Garrow, let us all commit ourselves to building a better future in honor of his memory and sacrifice. Today, with the formal naming of the Captain Christopher J. Garrow Memorial Bridge, we have fixed a permanent reminder of his service and sacrifice. In honor of his duty and dedication, there are several people who are responsible for assisting in renaming of the Carpenter's Flats Bridge over the Ausable River to now being called the Captain Christopher J. Garrow Memorial Bridge. I'd like to thank the local representatives from the towns of Peru and Ausable, Clinton County, New York State Senator Dan Stec, Assemblyman Billy Jones, New York State Governor Kathy Hochul, the Town Supervisor Craig Randall of Peru, Town Supervisor Tim Brissett of Ausable, and a special thanks to the Assistant Commissioner Ken Bibbins of Region 7 and the entire Region 7 team at DOT who helped in getting the signs and putting them in place. Ken Bibbins was supposed to be here to speak today. Unfortunately, one of their DOT workers was struck and killed in a work zone yesterday, so he wouldn't be able to make it. They do have some honorary, smaller versions of the signs that we will present to the family at a later time, as he was supposed to bring them with him. I'd also like to thank our law enforcement partner agencies that sent representatives here today to help us honor our fallen member, which includes Inspector from Albany, Vince Lightcap. I'd also like to acknowledge Captain Peter Arcady, the current Zone 3 commander, which was where Chris was from, and retired captain, who I believe is here, Patrick Ryan, who helped start this process with the bridge. Most of all, I'd like to thank Trooper Garrow's family who are here with us today. To Chris's wife, Jill, and their daughters Ella and Maggie. His parents and other family members and friends who are here with us today. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing Chris's legacy with us all. God bless you.
Thank you, Major Davison. Those thoughts are warming as we listen and learn a little bit more about the life of Christopher Garrow and his impact on all those folks around him. I'd like to now ask Assemblyman Billy Jones of the 115th District to offer a few words. If you would, welcome, Billy.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to try to do this. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here, and it's very humbling to be among the family and friends and, of course, members which Captain Garrow served with. Captain Christopher J. Garrow was a treasured member of our community who gave so much, first while serving his country as a decorated Marine, and then going on to have a distinguished career in the New York State Police for over 2 decades. Captain Garrow never hesitated to step up and protect his country, state, and community. It is important to recognize our hometown hero and also the person he truly was, a dedicated family man, a devoted son and brother, a cherished friend to many, and a beloved colleague to his brothers and sisters in uniform. Jill, Ella, Maggie, we stand here today to honor and remember your loving husband and father. May this dedication serve as a reminder to all of his selfless service and sacrifice. Thank you.
We offer our thanks to both the Assemblyman and Senator for their assistance in creating this bill that's allowing for the renaming of this bridge today in Captain Garrow's memory. I'd like to now call on Senator Dan Stec, another longtime friend of the North Country, and welcome you back, Dan.
Thank you, Supervisor. I'm not yet used to calling you Supervisor. I knew him as Mayor Randall when he was in Lake Placid. First, and before, thank you for hosting us here at this beautiful park that the town of Peru has. To the Garrow family, thank you for your husband and your dad's service to the community. His service and sacrifice can't be thanked enough. And there's nothing that we're going to say or do here today that's going to bring him back or change that. But hopefully, the knowledge that so many people honor and respected what your husband did, your father did for the community, for the state of New York, the men and women that he served with, both in the state police and other law enforcement agencies, first responders. It's a sad, stark reminder that 9/11 continues to take from us. But he was there at one of the country's lowest points, and he was doing his job. And I did not know him, but growing up in a first responders family, my father was also a Marine and a forest ranger. So I got an idea of how your husband and your dad was wired. And he died ultimately because of doing the job that he loved and serving our community. And again, it's a big sacrifice for you to take, but on behalf of all of us, and certainly the state of New York, and I was very honored to carry this legislation along with Assemblyman Jones, very least we could do, but encouraging to hear that this was a bridge that he crossed every day. So I think it's a wonderful reminder of his service and sacrifice. And again, to our men and women in uniform, our first responders that continue to look out for us. And no one likes to see the lights behind them, because it usually means that you've done something wrong, but they're very thrilled to see the lights when chips are down and you've been in an accident or you've been a victim of a crime. So it's a privilege, along with Billy Jones, to do what we can for our men and women in uniform that work for us every day. And again, this is a small thing that we could try to do to just acknowledge your husband's service and sacrifice. So again, thank you for him, thank you for his service, his sacrifice, and his life. Supervisor.
Thank you, Dan. At this point in time, I think it's fair to say that the Carpenter Flats Bridge is now known as the Captain Christopher J. Garrow Memorial Bridge. The next step in this process, other than thanking all of you for attending this ceremony, will be for members of the family to go out to the bridge. The signs that were installed there and have covers on them will be now exposed, and we'll all forever know the bridge as Captain J. Garrow Bridge. I would say at this point that this concludes the ceremony, and it looks like we might be just ahead of Mother Nature.